Are hurricanes more than just violent storms? Could they actually be nature's way of sending us a crucial wake-up call? In this video, we're diving deep into what these powerful forces mean for Florida's future and what we can do to respond before it's too late. Each year, Floridians brace for hurricane season, but recently, something feels different. The storms are getting stronger, more frequent, and the damage they leave behind is more devastating. It's no longer just about stocking up on supplies and hoping for the best. Something is changing. We've seen it firsthand. Homes destroyed, lives uprooted, entire cities left in ruins. The emotional and financial toll of these hurricanes on Florida's communities is immense, but maybe there's more going on than we realize. Could these increasingly violent storms be nature's way of warning us about something we're ignoring? Scientists are sounding the alarm that climate change is making hurricanes even more dangerous. Rising sea levels, warming oceans, these are the perfect ingredients for more intense and frequent storms. It's like nature is screaming for us to pay attention, and we can't afford to ignore it any longer. But there's hope. The question is, are we ready to wake up to this reality and start making changes? Can we reduce the impact these storms have on our lives and our communities? In the next few minutes, we'll break down what's really happening with hurricanes, the connection to climate change, and what steps we can take to protect Florida's future. Stay tuned as we dig into the science behind these storms, explore the potential solutions, and most importantly, share how you can play a role in making Florida more resilient. Are you ready to be part of the solution? Every year, Floridians brace for hurricane season, but lately it feels like the storms are getting stronger and more frequent. It's not just a feeling, scientific data backs this up. The hurricanes we're seeing now are leaving behind more destruction than ever before. From Hurricane Irma to Hurricane Michael, we've witnessed massive devastation. Entire neighborhoods flattened, power outages that last for weeks, and billions of dollars in damage. But what about the human toll? Lives have been uprooted, families displaced, and communities left struggling to rebuild. Floridians are no strangers to hurricanes, but something has shifted. It's no longer just about preparing with extra food and water. These storms are reshaping our way of life. The question is, what is causing this increase in severity? Is it simply nature's cycle, or is there a deeper issue at play? We've seen the footage of homes torn apart and streets turned into rivers. We've watched as families scramble to evacuate, only to return to find everything they once knew destroyed. The emotional toll is just as severe as the financial one. This is the new reality for Floridians, and it's becoming harder to ignore. But maybe hurricanes are more than just catastrophic events. Maybe they're nature's way of forcing us to confront an uncomfortable truth. Could these more intense storms be nature's way of sending us a wake-up call? In the next segment, we'll explore how climate change might be fueling these more powerful hurricanes and what we can do to protect ourselves. Scientists are warning that climate change is a major driver behind the increasing intensity of hurricanes. Rising sea levels and warmer ocean waters create the perfect conditions for these storms to grow stronger and more destructive. But we don't have to be powerless. By taking action to reduce carbon emissions, we can slow the warming of our planet. Every step we take, from adopting renewable energy to cutting back on fossil fuels, helps to limit the conditions that fuel these massive storms. But that's not all. Protecting and restoring Florida's natural defenses is another critical piece of the solution. Coastal ecosystems like mangroves and wetlands act as natural barriers, absorbing the energy of incoming hurricanes and reducing flooding. In places like Miami, community-led restoration projects are already showing success. By revitalizing mangroves and preserving wetlands, these efforts create a buffer that can protect cities and towns from the worst impacts of storm surges. These nature-based solutions aren't just environmentally friendly, they're effective. Studies show that healthy mangroves can reduce wave heights by up to 66%, offering protection to both people and property. And it's not just about nature. We need to rethink how we build our communities, investing in smarter, more resilient infrastructure. That means designing homes, roads, and public buildings to withstand the worst hurricanes before they happen. Florida has the opportunity to lead the way in hurricane preparedness and climate adaptation, but it requires all of us to work together, governments, communities, and individuals. If we take these steps now, we can protect our future and respond to nature's wake-up call before it's too late. One of the best defenses we have against hurricanes isn't built by humans. It's created by nature. Coastal ecosystems like mangroves, wetlands, and coral reefs can absorb the impact of storms, reducing damage to coastal areas. In places like Miami, community efforts are restoring mangroves to create a natural barrier against storm surges. These trees act as a buffer, breaking up wave energy and protecting inland areas from flooding. In fact, studies show that healthy mangroves can reduce storm surge heights by as much as 66%. It's a solution that's effective and sustainable. These restoration projects are not just beneficial for reducing hurricane damage, but they also help protect Florida's biodiversity. Healthy ecosystems support wildlife, improve water quality, and create a balance that benefits both nature and people. But the fight against hurricanes isn't just about restoring nature. It's also about building smarter. Florida needs to invest in resilient infrastructure that can withstand the power of future storms. This means building homes and public buildings that are fortified against extreme weather events. It also means rethinking our approach to urban planning. We can't ignore the reality that hurricanes are getting worse due to climate change. The data is clear. Warmer oceans, rising sea levels, and increasing atmospheric temperatures are fueling more powerful and destructive storms. But by reducing our carbon footprint and adopting sustainable practices, we can slow the damage. It's going to take collaboration between governments, communities, and individuals, but we have the power to turn the tide. The solutions are here. By working together, we can create a future where Florida is not only more resilient but thriving in the face of climate change. Now, let's turn it over to you. Hurricanes have had a massive impact on Florida, and we want to hear from you. Do you think hurricanes are getting worse? How have these storms impacted your community? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's start a conversation on how we can work together to build a stronger, more resilient Florida. Have you or your community taken steps to protect against hurricanes? If so, share what's worked for you. By learning from each other, we can all improve our preparedness. One common mistake people make is underestimating the power of nature. Hurricanes can be unpredictable, and every season is a new challenge. Have you ever waited until the last minute to prepare for a storm? If so, what did you learn from that experience? Remember, preparation is key. Make sure you have an evacuation plan, stock your emergency kit early, and stay informed on local weather updates. You never know when the next hurricane will hit. Let's build a community of preparedness and resilience. If you found this information helpful, consider sharing this video with friends and family who might benefit from it. Together, we can ensure Florida is ready for whatever comes next. If you haven't yet, subscribe for more tips and information on how we can all work to address climate change and protect our homes and communities. Hurricanes may be nature's wake-up call, but they also present us with an opportunity. The opportunity to learn, to adapt, and to protect Florida's future. The challenges we face are real. Climate change is making hurricanes more dangerous. But by taking action today, we can reduce the impact these storms have on our communities. Remember, nature provides solutions too. By protecting coastal ecosystems like mangroves and wetlands, we create natural defenses against hurricanes. By building smarter, we make our infrastructure resilient. And by reducing carbon emissions, we tackle the root cause of these worsening storms. Now it's up to us. Will we rise to the challenge? Will we protect our homes, our families, and our way of life in Florida? If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips on how we can tackle climate change and prepare for a safer, more resilient future. Together, we can face these storms head-on and ensure a brighter future for Florida. Let's act before it's too late.